Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, and this episode's subject comes in from Gear to Rig. What do you think about episodic games like the newer Telltale games and Life is Strange? So, right off the bat there, I'm just going to say I haven't played Life is Strange, because I'm not particularly interested in it. I've heard mixed things about it, so I'm mainly going to focus on Telltale here, because, that's what the episodic thing is done best by, arguably, definitely the most prolific with all the things they're doing now. And I kind of want to talk about, I'm worried about Telltale because they've got The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Minecraft, and there are a couple of other ones I'm either blanking on or they're in development now. And The Walking Dead Season 1 was so special. It was something new, fresh, that we hadn't seen something like that before. Like, it was the same year as, I think it was 2012, I think. So it was when we were really starting to see this renaissance of all these story games starting to come to the forefront, and it had an emotional, unique, well-told story, which we just don't really see that often. So it was special, and then because of the success of that, oh my god, they are going just insane. And that isn't to say that their series are bad or good. I've played both seasons of Walking Dead, all of Wolf Among Us, and I really like all three of the seasons I've played. One of Wolf, two of Walking Dead. I've got Borderlands and Game of Thrones sat there ready to play, but there are only 1 or 2 episodes for each of them. So, see, the thing with Telltale, I like the episodic thing. It works very well for their sort of business. I have no problem with it in that style because they are relatively cheap for what they are. They match up well for the gameplay time to the price. And they really are one of the first studios to actually get it right and to actually use this business model correctly. There have been little games back here and there that used it, like Telltale themselves did like the Back to the Future one. I think they did a Sam and Max one. They did a Jurassic Park one, but they never were quite on the same level. They were a little bit shit from what I've heard. I haven't played them personally, but that's what I've heard. But the biggest thing with Telltale is I'm really worried about, are they just going to keep making these new series over and over again, have all these series on the go, sort of leaving behind the old ones like Wolf Among Us and everything? When are we going to get a season 2? Do we have to wait for all these other seasons to come out, which means maybe waiting 1.5 years, 2 years? But the real thing is, are they just going to keep using this same engine? This already dated, quite frankly, it's sloppy, that engine. It runs piss poorly, even on next-gen consoles and PC, with freezes all the time, with clunky looking animations here and there and all that. And you would think that maybe they'd dial it back a little bit. They're making tons of money, finish all the series they've got on the fly now, maybe push back Minecraft and the other ones they're planning, and just design a new engine that looks better, that runs better, most importantly, because how it looks, that's up to the viewer themselves, but for a game to run is one of the most important things. Just having it so it doesn't freeze when you choose an action. Have it so it doesn't freeze when you enter a new scene. Or, like, I was playing The Wolf Among Us recently on the Xbox One, and it would just freeze every now and again. Like, you choose something, or before you even get to choose an option, when it's like cutting from, you can tell it's the game trying to figure out which clip to show you, and it just sits there. Sometimes up to like 20 seconds, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me with this? Like, I've paid good money for this. You guys, you know what you're doing. You clearly know that this engine does this. Do you just ignore it? Do you try to fix it? What are you going to do about it? And I do really, really like all their games. I think The Walking Dead Season 1 is one of the best stories, I think, told in a game before. Better than, like, The Walking Dead show. Better than a lot of issues in the book. One of the most personal and emotional stories, I think, depicted in a game before, because we've had it very much is what it is, isn't it? These episodic games, they're very focused on story. They're very much the opposite of something like Skyrim or anything, where it's all about the gameplay, about the vastness of it. It's very focused, very much. There's the argument about if they're games or not, and they're nearly to the point of it being like an interactive TV show on that level, but they're not quite there yet. And you got the weird, sometimes you're walking around, you're exploring and everything. So I think it still is a game, obviously. So as far as episodic games are concerned, I have no problem with them. I like supporting them. I like playing them. The Telltale ones especially. But at the same time, I'm worried about the way they're handling it recently with, are they just going to overexpose themselves with too many series, which is going to frustrate people who maybe only care about The Walking Dead or only care about Wolf Among Us or one of the other series. and they just got to wait years and years for a new series of it because they're doing so many on the go. They're starting new ones and Minecraft ones, and it makes sense for them because they are on a hot streak with them. Everyone loves them. They sell really well. So I get why they're doing it, but at the same time, it's like, come on, pull it back. Return to what made The Walking Dead Season 1 and Wolf Season 1 so special to everyone, that it was unique. We haven't really seen it before, but now it's starting to be like, oh, it's a new series from Telltale. They just announced this. Great. So you're going to make a Minecraft one. That's fantastic. I don't doubt your ability, Telltale. I just doubt your ability to make it run like a good game should. So what do you think about Telltale and episodic games in general? Are there any episodic games that aren't made by Telltale that you'd recommend? Or anything like that? Tell me in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated. And make sure you leave a suggestion for future Job Labs. I'll see you next time. Bye. So what they've come out and said is basically, hey everybody, we're going to introduce our very own Nintendo partner system where we give you the privilege of you signing up to us, and we'll let you take something like 40% of all the profits, and we'll still keep a fucking huge chunk of it, but we'll give you a little bit there on the side, okay? And it's almost like rubbing salt into the wound. I don't think this is the right way to handle it. You can't sort of be in the middle. You've either got to say...